Have you ever found yourself wishing you had someone to guide you, someone who could help you find the right path when you felt lost? It's a common feeling, and the good news is that although you may not have had it in the past, you can become that figure for someone else. In this video, we will explore a topic that touches the deepest aspects of our human relationships: how to be the role model you always wanted to have. But before we dive in, let's clarify something. Being a role model does not mean being perfect. It is not about having all the answers or pretending to be someone you are not. In reality, being a role model has more to do with authenticity, values, and consistent actions that inspire others. By the end of this video, you will have practical tools and valuable reflections to lead by example. From small, everyday gestures to important decisions that impact others. Additionally, you will discover that by being a role model, you not only help those around you, but also transform yourself. So if you have ever doubted your ability to inspire, this is the moment to leave those insecurities behind. It all begins with a decision to choose to become the best version of yourself and reflect those qualities you always admired in others. If this topic has resonated with you and you want to keep growing with us, I invite you to subscribe to our channel. Together, we are creating a community where we support each other to become the best version of ourselves. You are not alone on this journey. We can all be the role models we need. Click the subscription button and join this adventure of self-discovery and growth. Now, let's begin. Often, when we think about being a role model, we are overwhelmed by the feeling of not measuring up. Maybe you ask yourself, what do I have to offer? How can I inspire someone if I am still struggling with my own challenges? These doubts are more common than you think, and unfortunately, are the same ones that prevent us from taking that first step. One of the biggest misunderstandings is believing that being a role model means being perfect. Society often reinforces this idea, showing us idealized figures who seem to have everything under control. This leads us to think that if we do not reach that standard, we are not worthy of being admired or followed. But here is the truth. No one needs perfection. What truly inspires is authenticity. Another obstacle is the fear of judgment. We think, what if I make a mistake? What if someone points out my flaws? But being a role model does not mean never making mistakes. In fact, your mistakes and how you handle them are opportunities to teach others how to face challenges with resilience and humility. Lastly, there's the belief that we do not make a difference. It is easy to underestimate the impact of our actions, especially the small ones. But even a simple act of kindness can have a profound effect on someone else. So, what does it really mean to be a role model? It is not about having all the answers, but about being willing to live according to your values and demonstrate that it is possible to learn, grow, and overcome obstacles. In the next chapter, we will explore why it is so important to take on this role and the positive impact it can have not only on others but also on yourself. Being a role model is not an act reserved for heroes or public figures. It's a responsibility that we all have simply by living in a community. Think about the people who have made a difference in your life. Perhaps a teacher who believed in you, a friend who was there during a difficult time, or even a stranger whose kind gesture gave you hope. These people weren't perfect, but they left an indelible mark on your story. The importance of being a role model lies in the impact you can have on those around you. Your actions, no matter how small, can become beacons of light for someone else. An act of patience can teach others the importance of tolerance. A word of encouragement can be the push someone needs to keep going. But there's something even more powerful. By becoming a role model, you also transform yourself. Leading by example forces you to align your actions with your values, which reinforces your self-esteem and sense of purpose. When you choose to inspire others, you are choosing to grow, to overcome your own limits, and to become the best version of yourself. Additionally, being a role model creates a multiplying effect. The person you inspire today could inspire someone else tomorrow. This cycle of positive influence has the potential to generate a much broader impact than you imagine. So don't underestimate the power of your actions. By assuming this responsibility, you not only contribute to improving the lives of others, but also find greater meaning in your own. Now that we understand the value of being a role model, it's time to get practical. In the next chapter, we will explore concrete steps for leading by example starting today. Now that we understand the importance of being a role model, it's time to take action. Becoming a positive influence is not something that happens overnight, but with intention and practice, you can lead by example and create a lasting impact. Here are 4 key steps you can follow. Step 1. Connect with your values. Everything begins with clarity about who you are and what you stand for. Your values are the foundation on which you will build your example. What qualities do you admire in the role models you have had? Is it their honesty, their empathy, their resilience? Identify those qualities and make them part of your daily life. A practical exercise is to write down 3 values that you consider essential. For example, you might choose authenticity, empathy, and responsibility. Then ask yourself, how can I reflect these values in my daily actions? If you choose authenticity, commit to being honest with yourself and others, even when it's difficult. Connecting with your values not only helps you to be more consistent, but also gives you an internal compass to guide your decisions. When you act according to your principles, you inspire trust and respect in those around you. Step 2. Lead by example. It's easy to talk about what others should do, but being a role model means demonstrating it with your actions. Words can inspire, but actions are what truly make an impact. If you want to teach others to be compassionate, start by showing compassion. If you want them to value integrity, be honest in every aspect of your life. Leading by example does not require grand gestures. Small everyday acts are just as powerful. For example, if you are in a work environment and want to promote teamwork, start by recognizing your colleagues' achievements and collaborating actively. If you are a parent or mentor, demonstrate patience and dedication, even when things get tough. Remember, people do not always listen to what you say, but they always observe what you do. Your example can be the spark that inspires others to act in the same way. Step 3. Embrace your imperfections. Perfection does not inspire, but authenticity does. Showing your imperfections and how you work to overcome them can be more inspiring than pretending to be someone without flaws. When you accept your mistakes and failures, you demonstrate that being human is not an impediment to leading. It is an advantage. An example could be sharing a moment when you made a mistake, but learn from it. If you are leading a team, admitting that you do not have all the answers can strengthen trust and foster a collaborative environment. Vulnerability not only humanizes, but also opens doors for deeper connections. It's not about exposing all your flaws, but about recognizing them with humility and using them as opportunities to learn and teach. Step 4. Be consistent but flexible. Being a role model requires consistency. People trust those who act consistently with their values, especially in difficult times. However, it is also important to be flexible and adapt to circumstances without compromising your principles. For example, if you value open communication, be consistent in expressing your thoughts, but adjust your approach according to the situation and the needs of others. Flexibility does not mean weakness. It means being willing to grow and learn while keeping your values as a foundation. Consistency reinforces your credibility, while flexibility allows you to maintain connections with others. Together, these qualities create a solid foundation for leading with authenticity and effectiveness. On the journey to becoming a role model, it's natural to make mistakes. The key is to recognize them and learn from them. Here, we explore 3 common mistakes that can limit your impact and how to avoid them. Mistake 1. Trying to be perfect. Perfectionism is a dangerous trap. When you try to be flawless in everything, you not only place unnecessary burdens on yourself, but also risk disconnecting from those who seek inspiration from you. No one relates to someone who seems to make no mistakes. Instead of chasing perfection, embrace authenticity. Admit when you're wrong and show how you work to improve. This approach not only eases the pressure on you, but also demonstrates that growth is a continuous and attainable process for everyone. Mistake 2. Not being authentic. People quickly detect a lack of authenticity. If you try to be someone you're not or adopt a role that doesn't fit you, you're likely to lose the trust of those around you. The key is to stay true to your values and act accordingly. For example, if empathy is important to you, ensure you practice it in your interactions, even in tense situations. Being authentic doesn't mean sharing everything, but acting consistently with who you really are. Mistake 3. Underestimating your impact. It's easy to think that your actions don't matter, but this mindset can limit your ability to inspire others. Never underestimate the power of a simple gesture, such as actively listening, expressing gratitude, or supporting someone in a difficult moment. Remember that every action counts. Even if you don't always see immediate results, your words and behaviors can have a profound impact on those around you in ways you might not even imagine. It's time to put what you've learned into action. This exercise, called the role model in the mirror, will help you reflect and take concrete steps towards becoming the role model you always wanted to have. Step 1. Reflect on your past. Close your eyes and think of a time in your life when you needed guidance, support, or inspiration. What qualities did you wish to find in a role model at that time? Perhaps you wanted someone who listened to you, believed in you, or showed you how to overcome obstacles. Write down those qualities in a notebook or on your phone. Step 2. Identify a quality to work on. From the list you wrote, choose a quality that you believe you can incorporate into your life right now. For example, if it's empathy, think about how you can listen more attentively to those around you. Step 3. Define a specific action. Commit to performing a specific action this week that reflects that quality. For example, you could take the time to have a meaningful conversation with a friend in need or show patience in a difficult situation. This exercise will not only help you take the first step, but also build confidence and align you with the kind of person you want to be. Being a role model does not mean you have to be perfect, have all the answers, or change the world immediately. It is essentially a daily commitment to yourself. Living according to your values, showing empathy and authenticity, and striving to inspire others with your example. Every little action you take counts. The way you treat a stranger, how you face a challenge, or how you decide not to give up can be just what someone needs to see to find strength in their own journey. We often underestimate the impact we have on others, but remember, your life is more powerful than you imagine. By being the role model you always wanted to have, you not only offer inspiration to those around you, but also transform yourself into a stronger, more authentic, and more self-aware version of yourself. It's a beautiful cycle. As you help others, you grow too. I want you to remember something important. You don't need to wait to be better to start. Start today with what you have, where you are. Every step you take towards leading by example is a step towards a more connected and purposeful world. So, ask yourself, what can I do today to inspire someone else? The answer can be as simple as a kind gesture or as profound as overcoming a personal challenge. The important thing is to begin. Thank you for joining me in this reflection. Now it's your turn to take everything we've talked about and put it into practice. The world needs more people like you, willing to be authentic, vulnerable, and brave. I look forward to reading your comments. Are you ready to be the role model you always wished you had? Thank you so much for watching this video up to this point. I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to activate notifications so you don't miss any of our videos on philosophy and personal development. See you in the next video.